Hello, my name is Carson Rosser, and I'm here to talk about the bamboo invasive species removal project at Jordan Lake. The theme of this project was to focus on the invasive species, the golden bamboo that have been introduced in Jordan Lake, and the project that the ranger had been working on as far as removing the bamboo because it was detrimental to the campsites on Loop C in Poplar Point Campground at Jordan Lake. The theme of the project when we got out there um, was to understand the species of bamboo and how it could best be treated and properly removed if needed. The ranger expressed that he had just been doing damage control, and so he would come out there and there would be many sprouts that had grown up into mature stalks. Since he had gone over there and cut it with a um, hacksaw or a chainsaw, um, and or a weed whacker with a bush hog tip to it. And so he would apply that to the existing bamboo, and then he would come back 3 months later and have to do it again. And so he was wondering either how to uh, understand the species and how to deal with it, and be able to manipulate it the way that they want to at Jordan Lake. So, understanding the invasive species, we want the audience to understand the difference between an invasive species and a foreign species. So, we want to show the positives and negatives that bamboo can have on an environment, specifically Jordan Lake. We want to get the patrons to leave the tour knowing how to properly contain or remove bamboo, and the positive and negative side effects of bamboo in that environment, specifically Jordan Lake. We also want to educate the public on what bamboo is and why it is where it is at Jordan Lake, and why the rangers desire to remove it. So, to understand bamboo and why it is at Jordan Lake, we need to understand what is an invasive species and what is not. The definition of a native plant is defined as plants that occurred in North America before European settlement, and exotic plants or non native plants are those not originally located in North America or in a specific region like North Carolina. In North Carolina, there are many exotic plants from Asia or Western Europe because these regions have similar climates and environmental conditions to those found in the state. Native plants are better for native wildlife. Over thousands of years, native plants and animals have evolved together. Natural checks and balances developed in the environment, reducing the chance that a single plant species will increase in number to the point where it completely dominates a plant community. Competitors, diseases, insects control a plant's growth and dispersal throughout the native range. Approximately 25% of the plants growing wild in the United States are naturalized exotics, some of which have become invasive, growing uncontrolled where native plants otherwise would occur. Now, what is bamboo? So, bamboo is a type of grass with a hard, woody, hollow stem. It is a perennial evergreen, meaning it grows every year and stays green year round. Hundreds of kinds grow in different regions of the world, and people have used them in everything from construction to medicine. Now, bamboo culms or stalks are connected underground by rhizomes that grow quickly and close to the surface of the ground. Now, my experience at Jordan Lake, uh, I was put out there by the park ranger, and he was giving me the tools that he used previously to cut down the bamboo, and then we discussed proper management ways of how to address the bamboo growth in the future. Loop C campground at Jordan Lake was quite overtaken by the bamboo, and it was seen that there was no end in sight. So, there were steps that needed to be taken to either keep the bamboo out of the campsite and then somehow take a root border and put it around so that the bamboo could stay. And some people think it's pleasant looking around the edge of the campground, but to keep it from growing and to cut off those rhizomes. Now, our project, we are going to set up a tour to be able to put the brochure to use with. And so we are going to exemplify the different stages of bamboo growth and what it looks like when you manage it different ways, like mowing it once every 3 months, or you just letting it free grow, or you do a root barrier, which caps off the rhizomes at the root barrier, and you're able to um, keep the bamboo concentrated where it is. And so we're going to have a tour there, and also just more escalated management of the bamboo.